Start with the slip knot, and while making the slip knot, leave a long tail end like this. Now keep the tail end on your side and keep the working yarn on top. Now hold the tail end and wrap it around the hook. Now grab the working yarn and pull up a loop through the working yarn. That's one chain made. With this method, you'll have neat edges. Wrap it around the hook and pull up a loop from the working yarn. 2, 3, 4, 5. This is how it will look. Now make 30 chains. This is how it will look. Now once you reach the end, make a slip stitch on top of this first stitch. This one. This should form a ring. Start with chain 1. This won't be counted as a stitch. Now make one single crochet into each and every stitch. This is the first stitch. 1. And mark it with a stitch marker. Continue with one single crochet into each stitch. Once you reach the end, do not make a slip stitch. We'll be working in continuous rounds. Round number 3 to 12, make one single crochet in each and every stitch. This is the first stitch. This is how it will look. At the end of this round, you should have 30 stitches. Next round, we'll make the increase round. 2 single crochets in the first stitch. Mark it with a stitch marker. And now the next increase, it will be in the 15th stitch, or else even if you're not keeping a track of the stitches, you can just lay it like this and find the midpoint over here. The stitch just opposite to this, it will be the midpoint. Now make one single crochet in each and every stitch until this midpoint. You have reached the midpoint. Make 2 single crochets. That's an increase in the stitch. And continue with one single crochet in each and every stitch until the end. At the end of this round, you should have 32 stitches. Round number 14 and 15, make one single crochet in each and every stitch. With a stitch marker. Continue with the stitches, one single crochet in each and every stitch. Next on, 2 single crochets in the first stitch, that's an increase. And now find the midpoint by placing it flat, and the stitch just opposite to this will be the midpoint. And here in this case it will be the 16th stitch. Continue with one single crochet in each and every stitch until this midpoint. Now make an increase in this midpoint, that's 2 single crochets in the same stitch. and continue with one single crochet in each and every stitch until the end. At the end of this round, you should have 34 stitches. Round number 17 and 18, make one single crochet in each and every stitch. Mark the first stitch. Next round, one increase in the first stitch, that's 2 single crochets in the same stitch. And now find the midpoint, just lay it flat and mark the stitch just opposite to it. Here in this case it would be the 17th stitch. Continue with one single crochet in each and every stitch until the midpoint. You have reached the midpoint. Make an increase over here, that's 2 single crochets in the same stitch, and continue with one single crochet in each and every stitch until the end. Once you reach the end, make a slip stitch and weave off your yarn. This is how it will look. At the end of this round, you should have 36 stitches. Next round, now in this round we'll make the thumb and the pinky finger gap. Now count back 5 stitches from the end point and mark the 5th stitch. Similarly, count back 5 stitches on the opposite side and mark the stitch. Total it will be 10 stitches. This will make the thumb gap. Similarly, mark the stitches on the opposite side. Count back 5 stitches from the midpoint. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one. And mark the stitch opposite to it. That will be total 10 stitches. Now join your yarn into the next stitch to the mark stitch. This one. And start with a single crochet. Continue with one single crochet into each stitch until this mark stitch, and take this yarn in along with the working yarn. Now while making the last stitch, insert your hook into the opposite side as well, the stitch next to the mark stitch. This, and make the single crochet. This will join both the ends. Now continue on the opposite side. Make one single crochet in each and every stitch until the end. This is the stitch where we joined. Be careful not to miss out this stitch. You have reached the last stitch. Do the same here as well. This is the first stitch. This is how it will look. Next on, one single crochet in each and every stitch. This is the first stitch. Mark it with the stitch marker. Mark it with the stitch marker. Continue with one single crochet in each and every stitch. Next on, one single crochet in the first stitch, mark it with a stitch marker, and an increase in the next stitch, that's 2 single crochets into the same stitch. Now repeat this in each and every stitch, one single crochet and one increase in the next stitch, that's 2 single crochets into the same stitch, one single crochet, one increase, round number 23 to 27, make one single crochet in each and every stitch. Mark it with the stitch marker and continue with one single crochet in each and every stitch. This is how it will look. Next round we'll make the decrease round. One single crochet each in the next 2 stitches. And next we'll make a decrease stitch. Insert hook into the next stitch and pull up a loop. But do not finish this stitch. Insert hook into the next stitch and pull up a loop. 3 loops on the hook and yarn over and pull through all the 3 loops. That's one single crochet decrease made. Repeat this in rest of the stitches. One single crochet each in the next 2 stitches. And in the next stitch make a decrease. Pull up a loop in the first stitch. Pull up a loop in the next stitch. 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through all. Now just keep repeating this round until the gap is closed. One single crochet each in the next 2 stitches and a decrease in the next stitch. This is how it will look. Once the gap is closed, you can weave off your yarn. Now we'll make the finger gaps. Join a yarn into the first stitch and make a single crochet. Make 4 rounds of one single crochet into each and every stitch. This is how it will look. Now make one single crochet decrease in each stitch until the gap is closed. This is the first stitch. This is the second stitch. 3 loops on the hook and pull through all the loops. Repeat this until the gap is closed. Once the gap is closed, you can weave off your yarn. Repeat the same for the next side. Join the yarn and make 4 rounds of one single crochet in each and every stitch. Now make the decrease rounds until the gap is closed. and weave off your yarn once the gap is closed. This is how it will look. Now you can use this puppet plastic eyes, or else you can use a yarn needle to sew in the eyes. This is with the yarn and this is with the plastic eyes. I hope you like this video. Please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.